The roots of Stoicism, in fact, lie in moments of profound loneliness. Zeno, for example, lost everything in a shipwreck. Seneca's most influential writings emerged from his time in exile, far from his loved ones. Marcus Aurelius, despite being the most powerful man in the world, found his position isolating. His power and fame made him inherently lonely, much like you might feel today. Life is often a battle and a long journey away from home. One of the most poignant lines in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations reflects this reality, not just metaphorically but literally, as he spent much of his reign at war. For years, he was away from Rome and his family, experiencing intense loneliness. His role, despite its power, was deeply isolating. Loneliness is a real issue, and in this episode, I want to share some Stoic strategies for coping with it, whether it's the loneliness of being physically away from others or the modern feeling of disconnection from the world around us. The Stoics have valuable wisdom on this topic, and I'm here to pass that on to you. There's a famous Stoic anecdote about Cleanthes, who, while walking through the streets of Athens, overheard a man berating himself. Cleanthes stopped and reminded him, "Remember, you're not talking to a bad person." Loneliness often creates a vicious cycle where our isolation makes us feel bad about ourselves, and feeling bad leads us to isolate further. The Stoic concept of being kind to oneself, being a friend to oneself, can lighten the burden of loneliness and help us reconnect with others. I love the idea of Cleanthes reaching out to someone clearly struggling and offering a word of comfort like a friend. But it's also important to note the message. When we're in dark places, feeling disconnected, we must remember we're not bad people. How we talk to ourselves matters, and treating ourselves poorly is never a good decision. As the band The Head and the Heart puts it, until you learn to love yourself, that door is locked to someone else. If you don't see yourself as worthy of friendships or love, it's hard for others to see that worth in you. It starts with realizing that you're not a bad person and, as Seneca advises, being a better friend to yourself. You might think Stoics are unemotional, but that's not true. Seneca said that if you want love in your life, then love others. Marcus Aurelius learned from his mentors to be free of passions, but full of love. If you want to feel good or be loved by others, it's about what you give out to the world. As the Beatles said, it's about the energy you put into the world, because that's what you can control. Marcus Aurelius taught that if you want to feel good, do good. If you want love, give love. Seneca suggested seeing everyone you meet as an opportunity to practice kindness, and the rest will take care of itself. I tend to exercise alone. I like running and swimming solo, but there's something special about struggling through challenges with others. Seneca talked about starting the new year with a cold plunge, a tough challenge that builds camaraderie when shared with others. Whether it's CrossFit, martial arts, or races, doing difficult things with others fosters a sense of community. Marcus Aurelius once said that we're like soldiers storming a wall. If you slip, it's okay to ask a comrade for help. Shared struggles create bonds, and discomfort faced together can quickly turn a group into a tribe. Stoicism teaches that very little is needed for a happy life. Musonius Rufus, another great Stoic, was exiled 4 times. In losing everything, he realized how much he had taken for granted. He missed Rome, but he also reflected on whether he truly appreciated it while he was there. He concluded that happiness requires very little, a bit of food, water, and sunshine. He discovered that a simpler life was better, more philosophical, and that what he had was enough. Marcus Aurelius also compared life to soldiers storming a wall, emphasizing the importance of asking for help. This is crucial, especially when you're lonely or struggling. There's a children's book called The Boy, the Fox, the Horse, and the Mole *, which says, asking for help isn't giving up, it's refusing to give up. Whether you've just left the military, moved to a new place, ended a relationship, or are recovering from addiction, it's okay to ask for help. It takes courage to admit you need help, but it's essential. Stoicism isn't about handling everything on your own. Sometimes you need outside help, like from a therapist. Marcus Aurelius was a homebody, and in Meditations he wrote that you don't need to travel or do anything extraordinary to find peace. You can retreat within yourself for that. This is something I remind myself of when I feel the urge to do something big or exciting. True fulfillment and nourishment come from within, not from external activities. You don't need to go anywhere to find it. Sometimes, a simple conversation with yourself, reflection, or study is enough. I'm not suggesting that every problem can be solved by going for a walk, but almost none will be made worse by it. Taking a walk might not solve all your problems, but it can calm your mind or at least give you a break. Even if all you get out of it is some fresh air and a bit of exercise, it's worth it. So, whatever you're dealing with, try going for a walk. It might make a difference.